How's it going? I'm Braden, and for our hypothesis, we assumed that people like going on dates, but they have a hard time coming up with creative date ideas. And we assumed that it was a big enough problem that people would pay us to give them creative dates.
Okay, so our supposed solution to this problem would be to have a website for them to come to. They would choose from a list of packages that would be sent to their door, and that would be the activity for their date. It could be random, or it could be like chosen specifically for the people or the circumstance. So when we were talking to people, their first concern was that it wouldn't be a relevant activity to their situation. So their suggestion was to have filters. That was our first pivot, to create filters onto the website, really easy feature to add. And then with people who had people were saying that they have more frequently activities with their friends where they're having the same problem. So we pivoted there. Instead of having dates specific, it's social activity specific. So it could be for dates, friends, or like grandparents just having it for their grandkids or something. Same package situation.
So our presumed demographic was just college-age students, because we knew that this would be an easy thing to market to them, because they're constantly going on dates and looking for other fun activities like that. As we did the research, we found out that some other people might be interested in this. Like, as we talked to grandparents, they said that they might be interested in some type of box of activities that they could do with their grandchildren. Those were mostly the two demographics that we found had the most interest. Our interviews were all face-to-face and conducted in person in public places, like in front of stores or on college campus. As we did our interviews, each person in our group talked to about 10 people each, so that's a total of 50 people. We talked to a variety of people between the ages of about 18 and 60. Most of them were either college students, and we talked to about 6 older people who were also interested in the product as well.
For our interviews, we asked a lot of questions, such as how much they would be willing to pay for this monthly service, what they would personally change, what kind of dates they expected, and if they found this a big pain in their life. And we received a lot of feedback, which was very helpful, such as making sure that we sent unique dates that they couldn't easily find on Pinterest or other platforms like that. Those who did not need or want the service said that they are creative enough to come up with date ideas on their own. And a lot of people suggested that next time we do validation, we should bring a picture or an example box of what we are selling. Some asked if they could personalize their subscriptions, such as the length of the date or perhaps specific themes. Others also asked about if we can make it a weekly payment or a weekly subscription and other things like that.
So in summary, we found that our target demographic was just a bit off. We were validating with many college-age students because that's who we thought were, going to be hyped up for this idea, but actually it was a lot of middle-aged and even older, like grandparents who wanted to share an activity with their grandkids. So that's kind of the first great pivot that we had, and we knew that we needed to make a slight change there. Then we found that people didn't really enjoy the spontaneity of it all. They were looking to kind of personalize their boxes and their experiences. And that's kind of led to the second pivot, which was to kind of create a website that included that, but also had a range of customization available, and even change the theme, change what comes in the box, etc. What really worked was that we sold really well on our subscription idea. People were advocating for a weekly subscription even. It was pretty great. I mean, the people we interviewed and validated with relatively had zero problems with our price ranges. I'd say overall, the idea is marketable and relevant. In my own validation, I found that this wasn't really just a BYU thing. It was celebrated by other college students all over the Wasatch Front.
Two things that we learned from doing our validations with people. The first was that not everyone wanted to do a subscription-based model. So we realized we need the ability to do a one-off purchase as well for people to scroll through, find what they want, and order that. The second thing that we learned was that as people graduated and got off campus, the amount that they were willing to pay for the date box idea went up a lot. And so in order to target both markets, we should offer more date box ideas, some at the higher price point, some at the lower price point. And that would engage people that are at different points in their dating life.